Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. It's our final Friday of March, and so of course my laptop's giving me the red tinge, that astral theming thing it does. Sometimes I've noticed, so if my video looks kind of foggy and a tint pinkish or something, it's not a filter. It's literally the crappy Apple production manufacturing that just falls apart after a couple of years of use, for whatever reasons. And it just, nobody knows how to fix it, right? Classic. But also timely for our final Friday message, I guess. And I'm just glad my laptop's working in general. So I really hate to even complain, but I'm not really even complaining, I guess. But just as, a word of warning. If you're new, welcome, but my videos don't usually have this kind of foggy appearance here. And if you are a long-time watcher, then you know about my struggle already, because this happens randomly. But anyways, thank you for bearing with me. Thanks for joining here on Friday to hear what our message is. Again, we're in a transitory week, just like February. February, actually, we did our final Friday on the 28th as well. And a 28 is such a nice number. I was going to just talk quickly about 28-1. My life path is actually a 28-1, so it's interesting to have my personal readings, the practice that I offer and do, and sort of head. I feel like everyone who has come through and has stayed or even passes in and out, there's an energy of others here that I feel and like to acknowledge and always sort of open up myself to and bring to my table as I make these videos, knowing that there's so many friends and, energies and wonderful gathering that comes to these times and practices with me. So really cool to see it sort of a focal point, the center of sort of the vortex, the eye of the hurricane, storm, whatever, for the readings to be on the 28th, these last 2 months. And they're really, I'm doing pivotal work in my own life. I think we're always doing pivotal work. I hate to say hate, but I really do not appreciate, and I'm trying to even get myself out of it, because it's such a habitual sort of mind control weird thing that everyone gets on, and I myself get on, just like similar to saying I hate this, that, like rallying against something, being anti and opposing, it's for what? Why can't we just say what we are? Why do we have to pin it against something else all the time? But anyways, I'm kind of getting off on tangents that I shouldn't be on a Friday card reading. But meaning to say that it's wonderful to see and to have an external validation, sort of little message to myself right now, that I see as comforting and supporting, sort of an acknowledgement that, yeah, the universe sees me, God sees me, my higher self. I'm aligning towards my best version of my best self. I'm on that path, is what I'm sort of referencing it and saying by seeing 2828, February, March here, in my practice and readings, right? But also, as I had said, it's sort of pivotal changing in these groundbreaking shifts happening in my life, and as well as externally in the collective. Love you, Palo Santo. But clouding in my face is like so distracting me. I'm trying like not to breathe too heavily while I'm speaking so that I don't end up coughing. Oh no. Oh my god, ashes on my grandmother's table cover. We'll get that after. I'll leave it for now. Meaning to say, I cannot stand and I'm trying to get myself out of saying this is a pivotal point, this is big shifts, these are, as in that's holding other times of my days in life in this opposing kind of conjunction to where that seemingly nothingness or doesn't matter as much or isn't as exciting or isn't as pivotal and groundbreaking. When in fact it really is. Yes, it holds the space, of boringness or nothingness or regularity, neutrality, the practice of homeostasis. But that's the bringing back from the chaos and finding homeostasis again in itself, the rest, integration, all of these different inner processes that happen with that side of the cycle, right, is only it's the opposing side of the cycle of action and the pivotal changing points, the hopping across, the Everest point making, and all of those pivotal points that we sort of tend to label as the center, most important, and then sort of forget about those points. And I'd like to really try to get myself out of that and acknowledge that it's all the same and it's all one point, you know what I mean? They're all magnificent and they have their own weight and magnitude, all their own. However, with that said, the seeing those sort of nodbacks, those confirmations to me, it's sort of like the line that connects the points. It's the chord connection, I guess, the direction. That support that knows that you're led, that it is connected, that it has purpose and matters to the before and after. Anyways, now I've gotten, but I am speaking my own sort of path, my own story, and what is very personal and can only be done by the one, right? Each one of us is on this own personal journey that we can only do. And that's such a signifier of the 28, 10, 1 in itself, because 28 turns to 10, which then dilutes down into 1 or reduces into 1. And remembering that 10 in itself is a graduate point. So there's a great mastery. There's already a good knowing that happens. It can be condensed into one topic, one subject, the one that it is. But it has great significance because it stands in the tens spot. And so it has the 0 next to it. And that 0's great creator potentiality. It's owning and knowing that shifts happen, changes happen. Like I just spoke about the up and the down. It's like it is the figure 8 really, or the lemniscatic. It never is really this, but we've just zoomed in and looking at only one section of the happenings from one direction of observation only. And a stagnant one, in fact. So not really helpful to enliven movement and understand things change. But yeah. And things change is kind of the wording I would choose, or you could choose, to signify the number 28. Because we have 2, the partnerships, we have dualistic, opposing things, changes, and 8, which is finding balance and harmony and karmatic changes, homeostasis. So understanding all things change. Everyone changes, and we should change with everything. And in that great changing, we become greater and better. And yet it still turns to 10. It still is the 1. You're never anything different than you are, is what your signifying point has been. You're just graduating to greaterness. Anyways, with that little babble, my Palo Santo is out. So I think it's a good time. And it's been 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Let's do a quick grounding to sort of get out of this chatty Cathy mindset here. And release the energies and come to do what we came to do, right? Which is to listen to the cards and to become a gracious audience beforehand, to practice a tiny bit of grounding and centering on our own self, perfectly meant for all we've talked about already. Let's flip the lens from external, talking of the 28, 10, 1, and take it inwards and look at our own self for a few. Connect down into the self and prepare to receive some good messages for the self, right? So I'm going to close my eyes and lead, just like I said, a quick grounding. It's not hypnosis, so if you're doing something else, that's totally okay. It's meant to get us fully conscious and embodied in ourself, in whatever space we're in the moment. And so if you're doing dishes or driving or walking or you're outside, feel free to just take in what's around you a little bit more and listen to the lead and allow it to permeate into you and bring you calmness. Otherwise, you feel free to close your eyes down and follow along with me, and we'll do a quick little grounding. So get comfortable wherever that you're sitting or lying down if you choose, and focus on your breath. Feeling your own self for a moment. Picture here in your mind, behind your closed eyelids, the room or space you're in. Or take it in for a moment more consciously, even before you do close down your eyes. Settle down into the moment. Breathe your moment. Be in your moment. Become like a fly on the wall. In that space, room, the place you're in. If there's no walls, fly around, hover up outside. Take in the external world and yourself amongst it. Try to see yourself outside yourself. Maybe from the back or the front to the top. Perhaps you're a bit far away, as to not become too wrapped up in what you look like. Better yet, see your mind, body, spirit complex totality. Use your imagination and your creative mind to let yourself show you your true self, your whole self. And breathe more deeply into that. Breathe your life into that visualization. The sensation, the image, the knowing. Become the observer. See with gratitude, with love, if you can. See as the Creator would see that which it has created. The geometry, the measurements, the many happenings of the mind, body, and spirit, layers that make up complexes, life, systems, manifestation of solid happenings. There's such a variety in this place and space. See the angle, see the lighting around you. Take in the furniture, any plants or animals, other people or sounds, ground. See that beautiful, complex that radiating electromagnetic plasma body that is you. Everything around you is created for you, by you. Take a moment to feel the appreciation for all that you have around you. For all that you have manifested and created. Now let's bring the breath in to this image and back into our moments to remember fluid change, to offer movement, to remember everything shifts and flows. There's a give and a take. Perhaps you could even see the ether, the electricity, the energy around you in the place and space you are. The air, the molecules, maybe energy radiating off of others, life forms, structures around you even. Taking in any background sounds, smells, really allowing yourself to be a part of what you're witnessing and observing, while also simultaneously being detached, at peace. Let's connect to the breath and use it as an anchor to draw our consciousness up, from up above us, wherever it's residing, down the cord and down back into your own space, your body, the instrument you have chosen, was chosen for you, by you, is made of you, and operates for you. Feel yourself grounding back down. Feel your fingers and toes. And let's take a moment to take a few conscious breaths. As you breathe, really feel that external air and all of the nutrients, the energy, the ether, space, fluidity, all of these things riding in on the breath into you, into the universe of you, being well received, with gratitude and open arms, with unconditional love and infinite intelligence, knowing exactly where those things need to flow and go to. Deep down, down into the universe of you, feel the breath flowing down, rising back out, giving way and giving forth all that which no longer serves within the universe of you, rides out on the tide. Out into that external space, you could even see it like a wave extending out. Divine intelligence knowing and calling it directly, far away, deep into that external universe to where it needs to go. And you remain calm in the center of the cycle, the one, the whole, breath and air, energy, life and information passing in and out, moving and staying, learning and changing, and yet remaining the same little one. Take a moment to feel your fingers and toes, to get ready to open your eyes, and I'm going to ring my bowl. Celebratory ring there. Now I'll take my deck out and thank them for their wonderful, beautiful energies. Thank you for your gracious audience, for your patience and temperance, for your eternal light and love. We ask you if you'd like to offer us here on this last final Friday, March 28th, under our beautiful theme of the Ace of Cups, as we move in this transitory week here again, closing out another month, seeking into newness under oldness. Again, another theme of the 9. Oh, we thank you for your intelligence, for your input, for your wonderful communion. Saints, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, higher selves, God, Source, Mother Earth, infinite intelligence, all of those beings of higher frequencies and densities who witness and watch our eternal journey here, we thank you and ask if you could please offer us working underneath these beautiful cards for our transitory week here. We thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I like it. Slide. Whoops. Oh, there's a bunch, please. Oh, I can't. There's like 5 of them. The top card is Mother. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep shuffling, but that first card was Mother, and what a wonderful message. Especially coming into April with Mother Earth energies. I'm going to knock and ask. Oh, I know. I'm going to have to shuffle. Something's amiss here. I feel the Mother energies, Mother Mary, is something deeply calling. But different, perhaps? I don't know. I'm gonna let that go. We should let that go and have a fresh card. That's a message to stand alone. I'll knock and ask for a fresh card here. Okay, and we'll get our answers for that in sleep, I guess. And sleep is always important. Sleep is such a wonderful message. Perhaps visited by Mother's energies in sleep to have messages, perhaps, or to be guided further as to what that message meant. And I will read sleep here if I could speak correctly. Take a look at the topic of sleep in answer to your question. Most likely, this is a message for you to get more rest. Cut unnecessary activities from your schedule and get a good night's sleep. If emotional upsets are keeping you awake, give them to God and your angels. You can easily do this by mentally picturing your angel holding a bucket. Put any troubles into the bucket and watch the angel take them away to heaven, where everything is resolved. Make sure that your sleeping space is conducive to a good night's rest, and check that your bedding is clean and hypoallergenic. Your increasing sensitivity means that you need to avoid chemicals or allergens in your bedroom, and also it needs to be dark, quiet, and cool. Fresh air can help as well. This is also a message for you to take more time for rest during the day. You're pushing yourself too hard. Avoid or cut down on any stimulants such as caffeine, sugar, nicotine, and chocolate. Take frequent meditation breaks. Even 2 minutes of closing your eyes, taking deep breaths, and holding positive thoughts will help. I love all of those messages, all of those little points of exercise and working I would also say plants in bedroom are wonderful to help with air quality. Crystals are wonderful. Dream catchers are another thing. I have a wonderful one made by a wonderful friend. I have quite a few sleep meditations. Do I? Yeah, well, not quite a few. I will say, I have a few. And I do sleep meditations often that I really enjoy myself. Maybe I'll share a couple in the descriptions. And yeah, that's our message for this week, sleep. And a little side avenue, a little poke about mothers that dropped down there with all the other cards that fell. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me this Friday. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday, beautiful weekends, wonderful weeks everywhere, and see you next Friday.